Well, if keeping on top of your finances during the cost of living crisis is feeling like a never-ending battle, you're not alone. But we might be making things even harder for ourselves by unnecessary spending or bad money habits.
Yeah, so how can you take control of your finances and create a healthier, wealthier, happier bank account?
Well, that sounds like fun, doesn't it? For more, we're joined by financial advisor and author Helen Baker. Hi, Helen.
Hey. Hi, how are you?
A lot of people, so many people feeling the pinch, but you say right now is the best time to start breaking bad habits.
Yes, I think we've gone through years of this volatility and strange times. Now it seems to have plateaued quite a bit, so it's a good time to revisit everything and make a plan for going forward so you put yourself in front going forward.
OK, let's get into these new rules, why don't we? It starts with proper planning, of course.
Yeah, so we hear things, we see things, but we often don't take action. So the first thing to do is to take an action step, whether that's to call a professional or whether it's to take action yourself, because every bit that you save or an investment that you make will give you better choices in the future.
OK, what do you mean by time is your friend?
Yeah, so when it comes to investing, we say time is your friend. The more time you've got to keep that growing on top of each other is going to be your benefit. Same as if you knock more money off your debt, the quicker you do that, you've got more time to, it will reduce that interest and get you in front.
OK, so we instinctively look to cost cut when finances get tight, of course. But can this work against us in any way?
Absolutely. So one that often gets cut is insurance, because it increases at sometimes like 20–25%. But what we should be doing is saying, OK, well, are there risks that I can modify against the cost of having those? So talk to a general insurance broker about whether there's a better way to do it, or your advisor around your personal insurance, because if you cancel them, when you try to apply for it again, you may get declined. So it's important to protect what you have, but perhaps modify rather than cancel.
Yeah, and actually look into some of those comparisons, because for a bit of time, if you comparison shop, you might find you can save thousands of dollars. We're all guilty of this next one. How much do we waste with online subscriptions?
So there's an article out there that talks about saving about $1,260 a year, because we all have subscriptions that we're actually not using, our friends or our family are. So there's ways to trim that back. You can only watch one thing at a time, and so turn them off, turn things back on when you're using them. But a classic I had just recently, signed up for a product, it automatically signed me up for an annual fee of $99 to get future savings, but I actually don't want to use that site ever again. So perhaps other people are getting caught with some of those as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because you never read the terms and conditions. That's the trick, right?
Yeah.
What about when it comes to asking for monetary advice?
Yeah, so we have a lot of social media out there. There are a lot of what we call finfluencers, but, you know, often these get-rich-quick schemes mean that other people are getting rich at your expense. So you must be licensed to give financial advice. You want to make sure you're under that covering of that umbrella when you're taking on advice about what you should do with your money.
OK, is this how some of us fall victim to scams?
Absolutely. So we see and hear about those all the time, and obviously once we've done something like that, we're like reluctant to take on any other steps because we're so put off by the mistake that we made. We don't want to get caught again. OK,
now as we say goodbye, you say that we need to look to the future for our finances. What do you mean by that?
Well, I think linked to what we were just saying then, when we've been frozen from a bad experience or we don't know where to go, we tend to do nothing. And the reality is, to move forward, talking about time being our friend, we need to take action and start moving and start investing. So getting that quality advice, taking those steps so that then it buys you choices about your next holiday or when you want to have time off in the future.
OK, all really good advice. We just need to sit down with a bit of time on our hands and go through everything and do it, right? We listen to it and just need to do it. Thanks, Helen.
Thank you, Helen. Nice to see you.